South.
Good evening and welcome to Up South, your one-stop destination for all the top news stories of the day from South India. With me, T.S. Sudhir. Breaking news top of Up South, the Church Street blast which took place in Bangalore in December 2014 was most likely the handiwork of a sleeper cell from outside Karnataka. This is what Bangalore Police Commissioner M.N. Reddy has told headlines today.
Yeah, not neighboring states. I never said neighboring states. I said not from the state, but from states other than Karnataka state.
These are local terror groups. What kind of?
What we figure out so far is that these are sleeper cells, and their roots are there outside the Karnataka state. So we're working on it.
Rohini Swami is live with us from Bangalore. Rohini, what are the details that you are gathering?
Well, the Bangalore police is under tremendous pressure to crack the Church Street blast. There have been review meetings over review meetings, and now you have the Bangalore police commissioner saying this could be the handiwork of sleeper cells outside Karnataka. But I've been speaking to other officials who said that this also possibly could point towards the Simi people who ran away from, who escaped from Khandwa jail. Now, what is being done right now is that there has been pressure not only from the Bangalore police commissioner and the DGP of Karnataka, but also from the MHA to come out with possible reasoning or also how to or basically cracking the case on the Church Street blast.
Right.
Now, what the Bangalore Police Commissioner is indicating is that the possible sleeper cell is not from Karnataka but from outside Karnataka. Now, they need to pin down and find out which organization is behind it, but obviously they have the details but yet to share it with us because they obviously want to go through the details before they reveal it to everybody.
Right. Rohini Swami, thanks for joining us there from Bangalore. Tragic news now coming from Telangana. A 6-month-old boy died in Telangana reportedly of dehydration because a contractor who had brought the infant's mother as laborer did not allow her to take a break from work to breastfeed the baby. This happened in the Medak district of Telangana state, which is incidentally Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao's home district. The death took place on the 7th of February and did not immediately come to light, because the baby was buried immediately and the mother sent back to her native village in Mehboob district, also in Telangana, along with her 3 daughters, all less than 8 years old. Telangana's Deputy Chief Minister Mohammad Mehmood Ali has now told headlines today that action will be initiated against those found responsible for causing the infant's death. The baby's body too will be exhumed tomorrow for an inquiry.
डेफिनेट जो भी हुआ उसका बहुत अफसोस है। हम जरूर सख्त से सख्त कार्रवाई करेंगे और ऐसा वाक़या फिर कभी ना हो, और जो भी कॉन्ट्रैक्टर ऐसी हरकत किया है यकीनन उसके ऊपर हुकूमत सख्त से सख्त कानून के शिकंजे में कसते हुए उसे जरूर सजा देगी।
Joining me now is child rights activist Isidore Phillips from Hyderabad. Mr. Phillips, here we are talking of not just the failure of a system, its inability to respond, but sheer criminal negligence.
Yeah, it is a case of criminal negligence. Here there's a small child and getting breastfed by the mother is a right of the child. We are talking of nutrition. We are talking of a basic right of a child being violated. It is gross negligence on the part of the management. 2, it's also in terms of any unorganized settlement, be it migrant workers or any labor habitation. It also shows that there is no supervision whatsoever. We have huge tranches of money on unorganized construction workers fund. Why is it that there are no creches available there? Why is it that these people are not under proper supervision? In terms of some of the conditions in most of these places is appalling. How can a supervisor there decide that the mother can go to feed a child or not feed a child? It is gross negligence, and I think the labor department, the labor officer of that area needs to be pulled up. And the third perspective is when we are looking at ICDS. We are looking at ICDS, we are looking at universal coverage of ICDS. We are looking at children below the age of 6 years getting nutrition as a right. We are ensuring that there needs to be an Anganwadi. That means there is no Anganwadi, there is no supervisor, there is no Anganwadi worker. So we are also looking at the Anganwadi not truly being universal in its coverage. And I think it raises serious questions. And then you are also talking about a scenario where anything by anybody above 6 years is covered by a parliamentary legislation, and anybody below 6 years is not covered by any legislation. Right to Education Act talks about education as a fundamental right. When are we going to be talking about a basic child's right for food? And I think we cannot be just dependent on schemes. Schemes do not need to work. We are looking at legislations, and we are looking at legislations being enforced thoroughly.
Right. Isidore Phillips, thanks a lot for joining us there on this very important and very tragic story coming from Medak in Telangana. Now, there is still a question mark over whether MIM President and Hyderabad MP Asaduddin Owaisi can hold his public meeting in Bangalore on the 21st of February. Remember, the Bangalore police had refused permission to VHP leader Praveen Togadia a couple of weeks ago, and it is still to give permission to Owaisi to hold this meeting. This is part of the MIM's effort to spread itself beyond Telangana and Maharashtra. Joining me now from Hyderabad is MIM President and Hyderabad MP Asaduddin Owaisi. Mr. Owaisi, thanks a lot for joining us on Up South. Lots of ifs and buts over whether permission to the MIM meeting in Bangalore will be granted. Do you think your speeches, which many would consider very provocative, have made you a persona non grata in many states and cities?
I don't know what is the meaning of provocative speeches, because as far as I am concerned, I have tried to bring out truth which is very bitter for my political opponents to follow. And because they are in power and they are ruling those particular states, it is easier for them to call them provocative. Maharashtra elections we had contested. I had addressed more than 20 public meetings, and in every place where I had gone, I was issued a 144 notice. My opponents have not complained to the Election Commission of India, and I am thankful that the Election Commission of India has not taken note of what these baseless allegations about so-called provocative speeches that have been made in Maharashtra election or during Maharashtra elections. Nothing of that sort has happened. This is a very convenient and a deliberate ploy to ensure that I do not give speeches in states where these so-called parties know that they're losing ground, and with our presence over there, definitely in time they will lose more ground.
Mr. Owaisi, should permission be granted for the public meeting on Saturday in Bangalore, do you give an assurance that nothing will be said in any of the speeches that could incite communal passions in the city?
Where have I said that, in which part of my speeches can you show one speech wherein I have said against a particular religion, I have aroused communal hatred, and you are asking for an assurance, but has such assurance been given by Congress party leaders, has been asked from Congress party leaders or from BJP leaders or from any other political party or any religious group? So why only asking assurance from me? And you know, if the government wants, let them adopt the legal process, but to deny me permission even after giving an assurance to the High Court, Honorable High Court, that they will give us permission. So I'm still awaiting the police decision, and we are hopeful and that they will take a positive decision on the basis of what they have told the Honorable High Court.
Right. Mr. Owaisi, the argument is that VHP leader Praveen Togadia was not given permission to enter Bangalore for the meeting, so even you should not be.
Please don't compare Praveen Togadia with me. Praveen Togadia is not a member of parliament. Praveen Togadia does not belong to a political party. I am accountable to the people of this nation. I contest elections and I subscribe to the Indian Constitution. I am not, and I will never ask for India to become a right-wing Hindu or any religious Rashtra. I believe in the diversity of India. Yes, I am asking for the rights and development of minorities and Dalits. What is wrong in that?
Right, Mr. Owaisi, thanks a lot, but do stay on with us. We have another story coming from Hyderabad coming up. Child rights activists have now started a campaign that asks customers to desist from buying bangles that could have been manufactured, could have been made using child labor. This is after 330 child laborers from Bihar and Jharkhand were rescued by the police in Hyderabad, who were being used in different parts of the old city of Hyderabad last month. And officials estimate that there could still be 10,000 child laborers engaged in different such bangle making units in the old city. Joining me now from Hyderabad for a perspective is Dr. Shanta Sinha, former chairperson of the National Commission for Protection of Child Rights. Asaduddin Owaisi stays with us. Dr. Shanta Sinha, you are one of those who is advocating for a ban on the sale of such bangles that could be manufactured using child labor. But what do you think stops the system for actually cracking on these child labor units? Is it simple lack of funds, lack of political will, or simply lack of sensitivity?
I entirely agree with you. I think nobody cares. That is what I said. First of all, it has to be from both sides. I would strongly urge on this citizens in this country to look at all those products that they purchase and see whether there is a child labor involved in it, and have a strong boycott of child labor products. In fact, the bangles, every bangle has the sweat and blood of children in this country, made in Hyderabad. And I don't see why we are not shocked or outraged, or we desist from buying those bangles. Let people know that Hyderabadi bangles means child labor, it means their sweat, it means their blood, loss of rights, and it means sores on their hand and foot. It means they have no place to even shit or even to urinate. And let people just say that no, this kind of bangle I just don't want. They have to boycott bangles which are made by children and child labor, and or any other products. So that shock and outrage has to emerge, and the government too. I mean, I am not sure. Let me put it this way. I think the government is fully aware that there are children employed in all these industries, and they have to act on this. The Child Labor Amendment Act has to be passed immediately in the Parliament that criminalizes employment of child labor. Right now the Child Labor Act does not criminalize employment of child labor. There are no penal provisions. I do wish that the current parliamentary session takes up the issue of child labor in all seriousness and passes that amendment to criminalize child labor and to extend the definition of child labor to cover children up to 18 years of age.
Right, very strong words there from you, Dr. Shanta Sinha. Mr. Owaisi, as the MP from this part of Hyderabad, would you support such a boycott?
No, I will not support, because these the child laborers, number one, we are not supporting it. Secondly, this can be confirmed by your sources to the police. Thirdly, it is all these childs are being brought from Bihar. I am not condoning it. Fourthly, how is it one can say with certainty that it's only they are being used in bangles? They are being used everywhere. This has to be stopped. 99.9% of those children, unfortunately the children which are being brought are not from Hyderabad, are not from Telangana, they are not from Andhra Pradesh, they are not from surrounding states of our state. They are being brought from Bihar. These child rights activists should go to Bihar and hold some camps over there, some seminars over there, speak to that parents, instead of, and they have no proof whatsoever that it is only being used for bangle industry. What kind of a behavior is this, that just because in bangle industry you have a particular area of the city and which is leading to doing business over there, you want to target it? I do not agree with this, and we will never support such sort of activities also.
Right. Asaduddin Owaisi and Dr. Shanta Sinha, thanks a lot for joining us on Up South. News now from Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu Chief Minister O. Pannirselvam has finally occupied the seat that is reserved for the post of Chief Minister inside the Tamil Nadu Assembly. On the opening day of the Assembly session today, Pannirselvam occupied the two-seater bench in the House, but chose to sit on the other side of it and not exactly the place where former Chief Minister Jayalalitha used to sit. Joining us live from Chennai is my colleague Shisha Reddy. Shisha, what prompted this change of heart on part of Paneerselvam to actually change his seat inside the Tamil Nadu Assembly?
Well, Sudhir, yes, today was the starting day of the assembly session. There was a governor speech, and a lot of ministers inside the assembly have been ridiculing the Chief Minister O. Paneerselvam, calling him a Binami Chief Minister, because they themselves, whenever these ministers, the AIDMK ministers especially, when they read out any statements, they keep mentioning the former Chief Minister J. Jayalalitha's name. So that has actually prompted a lot of people who have been keep saying that he is the Binami Chief Minister, and they also have the People's Chief Minister. How Tamil Nadu has two Chief Ministers, one is the People's Chief Minister, one is the Chief Minister who occupies the state cabinet. So that is one of the reasons that why they have been stating. And ever since September, when he took oath to office, he did not occupy the seat, except today that he came out finally. And though he did not mention anything that why he had occupied the seat, and also interestingly, as you also clearly pointed out, that he sat on the other side of the seat, where usually Jayalalitha is the only person who sits on the other side of this two-seater seat which is in the state assembly.
Right.
Sudhir?
Right. A tale of two chief ministers there in Tamil Nadu, one the real chief minister and one the people's chief minister. Shisha Reddy, thanks a lot for joining us from Chennai. Now, in comparison to states like Rajasthan, Gujarat and Madhya Pradesh, swine flu has been on the wane in Telangana because of the rise in day temperatures. But it was a tense health ministry in Telangana today because of the Shivratri festival. Here is a report.
I'm here at this temple in Hyderabad, and the reason why we are at this temple while discussing swine flu is because the Health Ministry of Telangana has issued a specific advisory asking people to be on guard, because they do fear that there could be a fresh outbreak of the H1N1 virus because of the large number of devotees thronging different temples in different districts of Telangana region, just like it happened during the Sankranti festival in January, where there was a large movement of people from Telangana to Andhra Pradesh and vice versa. Though the number of cases testing positive for swine flu has decreased in Telangana over the last 2 weeks, mainly because of the rise in day temperatures. The Health Ministry of Telangana not wanting to take any chances, so therefore they have asked people to be careful. If they have any symptoms like cold, cough, fever, not to come to these kind of crowded places. Also asking people to be careful while taking a dip in the holy rivers on the occasion of Shivratri. So it is a tense day for the Health Ministry, because they do realize that these kind of large crowds at different temples could actually lead to a fresh outbreak, and that is something they would really want to guard against. In Hyderabad, T.S. Sudhir for Headlines Today.
The Aero India show will be inaugurated by Prime Minister Narendra Modi at the Yelahanka Air Force Base in Bangalore tomorrow. We leave you with these shots of the preparation for the big event in Bangalore. Thank you.